I do want to start this off by saying if I seem kind of, I don't want to say angry, but if I seem very passionate about this, it's because I am passionate about this. And I'm just so sick of people who are starting to wake up to run across people like this and comments like that make them doubt themselves. I'm here to tell you, this person doesn't know shit.
Yeah, it's a hot day. I'm hanging in the sunshine. You should hit me with the splash gun.
So as I was thumbing through the comments on my last video, it was very well received. I was really blown away, and it does make me realize that maybe it resonates with more people than I thought. So I will be talking about this in future videos, but I will be getting back to what I really want to talk about, and that's this awakening, which is much more important to me. But I really wanted to talk about this guy's comment in my last video. The reason being is because we are surrounded by people like this, probably in our workplace or in our family life. We're surrounded by people with this mentality, people that have bought into the system, people that they have learned and regurgitated exactly what our society told them to do. So let's just go into this a little bit, and then I'll make comments as I go through. Neuroscientists around the world have debunked this law. There is zero evidence that there is any neurological power associated with thoughts. You know, this is kind of ironic that a third of all healings are associated with the placebo effect. A third of all healings can be pinpointed back to the placebo effect. Our thoughts have tremendous amount of power. And you know what has more power is the feeling in our heart. The feeling in your heart is 100 times more powerful than your thoughts. So it doesn't really matter what you're thinking if your feelings aren't backing that up. So if you say, oh, I could create my reality, but inside you're like, oh God, I don't. I feel trapped. I feel miserable. Well, this has more power than your thoughts. So, but see, I would have wanted to prove to him that I'm right. I would have wanted to show him all the science. I don't care what he thinks anymore. In fact, when I read comments like this, I have a completely different feeling about him. You know, I don't know if you have kids, but I have a 7-year-old, and he's always coming in and he's telling me these crazy ideas. I'll actually be in the room and I'll watch this interaction with him and his sisters, and he'll be like, oh my God, my sisters are doing this and my sister's doing this, and I'm like, dude, no, they're not. He knows his sisters are messing with him. That's his reality. His reality is his sisters are just tormenting him. But that's not the case. So sometimes when I look at these kind of comments, I just get a little smile because it kind of reminds me of my children in a way. But this is also a perfect example of what I'm talking about. You will always be drawn to information that validates that your beliefs are true. Your experiences in life will mirror what you think and what you believe. You don't even have to look farther than politics. I mean, if you have someone that you know who has a different political affiliation than you do, they will view all the information completely different than you do. If you're a Republican, you're going to think the Democrats are everything. If you're a Democrat, you're going to think the Republicans are everything. If two people read the same article, they're going to see it completely different. You know, if you believed everything that you've been told, and you went to college, and you've learned all this information, you're living in a very tiny box. And when we discover information outside of our box, we can either do two things. We can either expand our box to accommodate this new information that probably makes more sense than our box does, or we can disregard it. We can make fun of it, because we want to protect our beliefs. We all live in a box. All of us live in a box. I live in a box. And if you've watched my videos, you'll see how I always am pushing on the edges of my beliefs. Like, I've spent the last 7 years doing the work that I do, and in my mind, I could only do this work one-on-one. And then I got this idea to see if I could work on multiple people at the same time. I decided to do an experiment with my subscribers, and I was going to say, I would like to work on 10 people at the same time. And by the next day, I had 500 people that wanted to take part in the session. So instead of thinking, oh, I can only do 10, or oh, I can only do 1, I said, let's do everybody. And the results were off the charts. All you gotta do is go back to my old videos and look at the comments. So that was my box. That was my box. And as soon as I saw proof that my box was not encompassing of my full potential, I pushed that box out. Now, there's no doubt in my mind that I can give multiple people sessions at the same time. There's no doubt in my mind. I don't need to ask this dude if it's possible. I don't need to ask the person that taught me this work if it's possible. I know it's possible. It's time to push those walls down and to create a new person. A new person. You are not what you've been taught to believe. You're not. Let's go back to this. I have the most negative thoughts of anyone I know. I am cynical, negative, and pessimistic. Sounds like quite a joy to hang out with. I am also healthy, a practicing radiologist, and I have a great family. Not that a radiologist can affect your health in any way, because it's simply an x-ray technician. But dude, I don't want my radiologist to be the most cynical, negative, and pessimistic person I know. Like, I would prefer a different radiologist. But once again, they don't really have any effect over your health. But I tell you what, that cynical, negative, pessimistic attitude, as healthy as he is, that will manifest in the physical form. Dude, your higher self isn't cynical, it isn't negative, and it isn't pessimistic. And when you're out of alignment with who you are, that your higher self, this has to manifest in the physical form. And it usually will manifest in physical health issues. I went to Syracuse in Michigan for undergrad and med school. No wonder. They don't teach any vibrational understanding of our reality in med school. Now, we're still living in this world where our healthcare system is ran by this archaic understanding of our reality. But in the future, it will not be. And your kids, at least your kids, they will look back on this time where people took pills to make them feel better as cavemen. It's not thoughts, it's actions. If it was thoughts, everyone would be rich, healthy, and have everything they could dream of. Dude, who in the world is saying that it doesn't take action? No one is saying that you can sit on your couch and smoke weed and vibrate in these riches, this manifest wealth, or bring to yourself your health. Well, health is closer. But nobody is saying that you just sit on your couch and you just think happy thoughts and you attract to yourself this perfect relationship. No, nobody's saying that. And if they are, they don't know what they're talking about. You're pre-paving your future experiences. You're drawing to yourself future experiences, future opportunities, future doorways to walk through. See, the problem is people aren't following their passion. They're doing what they've been told to do. They're taking careers that their parents told them to take. I swear, this is the God's honest truth. My mom was an English teacher for 33 years. Do you know why she was an English teacher? She was an English teacher because when she was in high school, she went and talked to the school counselor. And the school counselor said, what do you like to do? And my mom said, I like to read. And the school counselor said, well, then you should be an English teacher. And that's what she was. As soon as somebody said, you should be an English teacher, she structured her life and the rest of her education around being an English teacher. I'm not saying she didn't enjoy being an English teacher, but I'm just saying literally that's why she decided to be an English teacher. Turn this nonsense off and go to work. Of course you have to go to work. But there's a way to work where you're flowing downstream, and there's a way to work where you're flowing upstream. And if you are not following your highest excitement, if you are not following your passion, you're going upstream. And most people are going upstream. I don't care if your passion is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. In today's world, you can make a living focusing on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You can do it. You don't just follow what people tell you to do. That's not going to lead to a life of happiness. This is pretty good. Ever wonder why the purveyors of this law aren't billionaires, the most famous celebrities, or the most powerful people in the world? Every single billionaire, every single famous celebrity, every single most powerful person in the world is living the law of attraction. You know, maybe I will just see the law of attraction in it. You know, maybe this guy, we could read the same quote and I will see the law of attraction saturated in what they're saying. And this guy will not. He will see work. I promise every person that watches this video that I will only think about bills, debt, poverty, and adversity and still make $1 million this year. You know what I find really interesting about this is the American dream. Work your ass off and to only think about bills and debt and poverty and adversity to make $1 million a year. Why is this guy thinking about bills, debt, and poverty and adversity while he's making $1 million a year? I make 1/12 or 1/13 of what he makes. Dude, I don't ever think about bills or adversity or debt. And maybe that's why I don't have debt. And maybe that's why I don't really face much adversity. But this is the American dream. Do you see how the American dream is fucked up? Do you see that? Dude, to make $1 million a year and you only think about bills, debt, and poverty and adversity, and you're cynical and negative and pessimistic? So that's it, man. I'm sorry if I came across as angry or mad. It's just passion. I'm just very passionate about this. And I will be getting back to my other videos about things that I feel that are a little bit more important regarding this awakening. And if you have never had a session from me, I am going to have a session May 12th. You know, I just realized that that's Mother's Day, which is probably not the best day. But since many people have already committed to that day, I think I'll just do another one the day before or the day after. So, you know, if you're committed to Mother's Day and you have previous plans, I'll do one the day before, so I'll just do two. But next time when I plan this out, I think I'll make sure I do a little research and make sure it's not on some holiday where people have things planned. So, okay, man. Peace and love to all of you guys awakening, and if you enjoy my videos, you'll probably enjoy some of my other videos where I talk about a little bit more interesting things than just the law of attraction. Okay, I love you all. Peace.
If you're looking for some crazy, I'll tell you everybody's standing in a line for the water slide.
And most people, they don't quite understand how, if they're creating their life, why have they created such a crappy life? Well, it's because you've gotten crappy advice. It's because we've always reach out and we ask others, hey man, what do you think I should do? What are you doing? What do you think I should do? Your mom and dad told you what they think you should do. We're always going outside for answers. The answers that we're looking for, the answers that you're looking for are not outside. They're inside. And so sometimes when people tell me, a lot of my clients, like 95% of them probably tell me the same thing. They tell me, I don't really feel like I have anybody I can talk to about this stuff. Well, good. You don't want to talk to people about this because your box is this big. They would have to rearrange their box or expand their box to understand what you're saying. So leave them be. Take it as a positive sign that you don't have anybody to talk to about this, because what that really means is you should go inside. Only you will discover who you are. Nobody knows you. Only you know you. So no matter who you talk to, they don't even know themselves. So it's going to be really difficult for them to give you sound advice on who you are, because you are the only person that's going to know who you are.
Surfing on a wave of good feelings. Well, it's just another Friday in paradise. So bring your A game, 'cause you know this party won't stop. We could never run out of time, sipping strawberry lime. You know I wanna share it with you. This is going boom boom.